Hello, ladies. Stay here, Coda. In intuitive women in business. Let me get grounded. Let me get focused here. I'm gonna give some time for those to come on live. Hopefully this video is not being listed in sale format. Good. Okay, welcome. Today is becoming the energetic match. So yeah, I want to give hi Tina. Mwah! I will call you. So I'm gonna give some time for people to come on, and then we're gonna get into a meditation. I know there were quite a few people saying that they were gonna watch on a replay, so that's cool too. If you're watching on a replay, hashtag replay, just so I know. So I know you were here. So one of the benefits, so I'm Kara Carouse, intuitive coach, business energetic strategist, and manifestation mentor. One of the big, something that I really love about being able to, hi Dee Dee. Good, you made sure that you got up early. Good, Dee Dee, where are you tuning in from? So one of the benefits of being in this group is that there are free trainings, and I come in and I do the free readings, and we're able to really connect with one another and feel this sense of community, because we need that now more than ever. So I'm so super pumped for this workshop, and it's for this training. It came through on a walk like a week ago in LA. Cool. West Los Angeles. Cool. Well, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And I know, there were some other West Coasters who were going to be tuning in also. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to give a couple minutes before jumping right into the content. So just kind of get comfortable, guys, because we are going to be having a meditation. Hi, Drina. I got to spray myself with some bug spray, because I usually do not get bug bites, and I have them. And I'm not a fan, but I'm like, how am I going to go on Survivor when I don't like bugs or bug bites? That's a problem. But I would get over it. I would get over it real quick for the adventure. So welcome. As you guys come on, say hi, let me know that you're here, let me know that you're tuned in. I would estimate, you guys know time is not my strong suit, but I would estimate about 20-30 minutes. Dee Dee, New York, upstate New York. So between Rochester and Syracuse. Yeah, the crickets, they chirp a lot in the summertime. And there's something about, there's some equation that depending on the temperature of the air, they do their little things and make their noises. And there's you calculate it, and that's the temperature. So cool. So welcome, guys. Becoming the energetic match. So usually when I do free trainings, I do all kinds of promo around it. I will have a separate Facebook group. I have, a different kind of opt-in. We'll be on Zoom. It sort of looks different. Good morning, Portia. Than how I wanted to do this workshop. So this training came through about a week ago, and it was this is what my community is like. This would benefit us right now for sure. Yeah, interesting facts about them. I know, isn't it cool? So Coda's wandering around here. There are some kids that looks like they were having some soccer practice, but maybe they're getting picked up. If I have to put him on his leash, I will. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Honestly, let's see. We'll give maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to see who else joins us, and then I want to get right into a meditation. So, and I know people may join, through our time together, and that's okay. But yeah, I wanted to. This is what's so different about, when I'm doing card pulls or coming on live in other ways. It's we're jumping right in. But I want to give time for anyone to join us. So welcome as you come on. Say hi if you're watching on a replay. And I'll probably write in the description if you tune in on a replay. You might want to fast forward to a couple minutes in. But today's all about becoming the energetic match. And what that means for us in terms of co-creating a life that we love and living with intention and really feeling a lot of fulfillment in like what we came here to do, living what we came here to do. Coda bear. All right, well, we're gonna jump in with a meditation. So this workshop, this training is really meant for women, because this group is for women. There are like a few men in here, and if you're wanting to be, really living with intention and growing your business and showing up differently in your interpersonal relationships, yeah, men, sure, be in the group. It's called Intuitive Women in Business, though. So it's mostly meant for women, really anyone who's ready to step into their next level expansion. The reason why I held it at 10:10, the time came to me. I wasn't even sure what 10:10 meant, but usually I'm doing 11:11. And that's fun. That's cool. A lot of people know what 11:11 means and the significance of that. But 10:10 came to me in correspondence with this training of becoming the energetic match. And really what 10:10 means, the time, if we start seeing 10:10, or you're seeing 10:10 repeating, what that means to us is just this, that we are ready to step into this spiritual growth, this next level expansion, this personal development, and really reflecting on ourselves, uncovering your passions, your purpose. So here we started at 10:10, and then moving into this training, this workshop, where it really is all about unpacking more and more who you're here to be, what you're meant to do. So anyone who's wanting to really be living with intention, anyone who's wanting to be creating the life of their dreams, you're wanting to call in the love of your life or create a relationship that you've never had before that's healthy and positive and, and really rooted in authenticity, yes. If you're wanting to grow your business, if you're wanting to have this next level expansion in your business, yes. You always catch 218. I would look that up, Tina. And you guys know, any questions or comments that you want to throw in here, please do so. And I will either answer the questions as I go, or I will, go through at the end and make sure that I've answered everything. So, a little bit about me. Obviously, you guys are in this group, and this is my group, Intuitive Women in Business, but I'll tell you a bit about me and my journey with manifestation. So I first came to the law of attraction in like 2011, 2002, probably 2003, maybe, whenever The Secret came out. So I had already been exposed to yoga when I was 19, and I dove into the world of spirituality and really started to learn how to regulate my nervous system, and really started to learn what it meant to be like feeling more fulfillment in my days from this calm, rooted, grounded place because of my yoga practice. And that really opened up so many doors spiritually for me. There's a mosquito. And then when The Secret came out, which I really think was like around, like, have you guys seen The Secret? It's on Netflix now, but yeah, The Secret is all about the law of attraction and how we are all energetic beings. And that is something that is so fundamental for me. It's something that comes up very, very often in my one-on-one coaching and my group programs, talking in the community, but that we are all energetic beings. This concept of quantum physics always being at play. And we're in the quantum field always, whether we realize it or not. We're manifesting always, whether we realize it or not, whether we're focused on worry or all the what ifs or all the shitty things. We'll bring in more of that. We're focused on the positive and all of the amazing things going on in life. We're going to bring in more of that. So like attracts like, and I'm going to be getting into more of that later. First came to the law of attraction and the concept of living from this heart-led space. Back in the early 2000s, it was just before I was married. It was just before I got pregnant with my first son. And I was very, very much drawn to the concept of living with intention and the concept of feeling really fulfilled doing my soul purpose, my soul work, this assignment that I had. I had a traumatic birth with my first son, and then really vowed to like help change the culture of birth, becoming a birth doula. I had a degree in psychology already from 2003, and so that combined with my love for birth and my love for empowering women and helping make sure that they're not having these disempowering traumatic birth experiences. Like, no, we didn't want to do that. Had the birth of my second son, and then really got more into teaching yoga, got more into, I got attuned to Reiki. I learned about the Bach flower essences. So all of the energy behind everything, I really started to dive into. That was in the late 2000s. And so manifestation in the process of co-creation has always been a huge part of my life. And I continued to evolve, went through a divorce because it was no longer conducive to my healing. I was sharing a bit about that and alive the other day when I was doing card pulls, and realized that I am able to create this life that I love. And I went back to school in my 30s. I became a registered nurse in my mid 30s. And it was like, because that was getting me closer to being a certified nurse midwife, more about what I wanted, more changing the culture of birth, more empowering women, more of that. Until I realized that I really like my sleep, and I didn't want to be in my 50s and be on call and getting, have this disruption. And like, I love birth, but I love my sleep more. So was like, pivot, go back to empowering women, helping others heal from abusive pasts, because I have a history of trauma and abuse. Who doesn't? I mean, maybe people don't, but like, everybody's experienced trauma. And so understanding your story, understanding where you're at with things, and understanding how to utilize that and moving forward towards co-creating this life that you love, getting the lessons, getting the empowerment from that, and continuing momentum forward. So getting back to, I was able to come back to this space of life coaching and using my intuitive gifts and using everything that I've acquired along the way to be able to share with you guys, to be able to share with my coaching, with my private coaching clients and in my group programs. So manifestation has been a huge part of my life for more than half my life. Only in the recent years did I really start to understand what becoming an energetic match means. And so, okay, my birth business was called New Moon Healing. It is called New Moon Healing. I still get emails and inquiries often, weekly, about that. And new moons are symbolic of new beginnings. The new moon is this weekend, and it's Lionsgate Portal on Sunday, 8/8. This is a time when we are shedding. Hi, Samantha. Where we are shedding, like, what's no longer working. Yes, life that it's like, it's okay to say this doesn't work for me anymore. Yes, the freedom to change at any time. Incredible. We get to choose. Like, we decide, who are you living this life for? So coming to a place where 2010, I got my DBA, my doing business as New Moon Healing. New moons, symbolic of new beginnings. I was reminding my community every single month about the new moons and what that meant, and planting seeds of intention, and being able to like have an awareness of what we want in our lives, how we want to feel in our lives, and then moving towards that, taking the action steps, moving towards that. So that's always been a big part, like, since 2010, and here we are 2021. So for 11 years, hi Sarah. So for the last 11 years, it's been a very, very big part of my life. This concept of becoming the energetic match, really, I've known about it, but it really didn't start to click and things really start to fall into place for me until, like, seriously, probably the last year very intentionally. And what was missing up until that point was the importance of releasing and clearing and decluttering and getting rid of all the things that were in my way. And now I am in a very loving relationship, a healthy, conscious, loving relationship that I've been calling in, that I've been waiting to become an energetic match for, and he's been ready too. So thankfully we came aligned. This is the third time we're going at it, exploring, and this is it. Like, this is what I want. This is everything that I've been calling in and wanting to create in a dynamic of an interpersonal with my significant other. So I can confidently say that yes, we're there. As far as my business goes, being able to, yes, hit these consistent 10K months from my coaching. Hi, Kristen. From my coaching, from my one-on-one time with clients, from my group programs, from everything that I've created and continue to create and increase my capacity to hold more space for people, to energetically hold more, receiving the money that's coming into me in exchange for the incredible gifts that I have to offer my community and my clients. Like, yes, consistently hitting 10K months. The goal is 20, 30K and beyond. But right now, I'm very content with having achieved this goal consistently. Sustaining it, huge for me. and being able to really just continue to design this life that I love and create a safe space in my home. Having created a safe space in my home, having solid connections with my boys, being present and available for my boys as a single mom. They're 13 and 16. Like, all of that shit matters to me, and I am living it. I get to walk my dog every day. I get to work out every day. I get to move my body. I get to create content. I get to share with my community and raise the vibration of others by having raised my own vibration. So all of that matters. That is all just like, bits of my story that's gotten me to this point. Now, how this applies to you. You're here because you very consciously want to be creating a life that you love. And that can be in love, that can be in life, that can be in your career or business. So, get comfortable. And if you're driving, be careful. Obviously, don't close your eyes when you're guided to do that. But we're going to sit through a meditation and just come on this journey with me. So I know, like, a lot of times when we're first starting out with meditating, it's good to start in shorter increments. People who have had more of a consistent meditation practice can go, 20, 30, 60 minutes at a time for one sit. But for right now, we're just going to keep it short and to the point. So get comfortable in the way you're sitting. Uncross your legs if they're crossed. Maybe you're standing. Just come to a place where you can really turn inward and start to notice what your breath is doing. So if you feel the desire to take a couple deep breaths in and out, so in through the nose, out through the mouth, couple more. Allow your body to really settle in. You decide how many of those deep breaths you'd like to have. Really expanding the lower lobes of the lungs. Texts need to stop. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Gosh. So breathe naturally. You feel like you've had enough of those deep breaths in and out, just breathe naturally. Notice where you feel the breath move in your body. So there's nothing that needs to be happening right now with your breathing. You're just watching each breath come in and watching each breath leave over and over again. Noticing if the breath is more in your chest, in your side ribs, in your abdomen. And then just for a few rounds of breathing, you can place your hands on your belly if that's helpful for you, but invite the breath to fill your belly. So welcome in this abdominal breathing. Inhaling, the belly expands. Exhaling, the navel draws back in towards the spine. Belly draws back in, pushing all of the air out. Continuing with that breath. Inhaling, the belly expands. Exhaling, navel draws back in towards the spine. Breathe all of that air out. Just letting yourself be here now. So you can decide if you want to continue with this abdominal breathing. Maybe not as dramatic. Nothing forceful. Or if you want to just resume your natural breath, bringing the awareness to the crown of the head. Release any sense of holding in your scalp. Letting the forehead smooth out. Let the eyes soften. The actual eyeballs sort of recede a bit in the sockets. All the muscles around the eyes letting go. You can have your eyes closed at this point if you'd like. It's up to you. Let the cheeks soften. No expression in the cheeks. The jaw relaxed. The tongue just resting quietly inside the mouth. So very simply, by allowing the face to soften, the tension that we feel in the face sets the tone for the rest of the body. So letting the face be soft and relaxed, no gripping, no holding on, and then the rest of the body begins to let go. So from your seated position, you still maintain length in the spine, up through the crown of the head, the chin slightly tucked. Let the shoulder blades move down the back. The arms just rest heavily at your sides or your lap, wherever they've ended up. palms free of any tension. Let your heart shine forward, open to receive new experiences that life has for you. Strengthen the back body. Everything that you've experienced up until this point is giving you strength. It's giving you this structure, the support behind your back, letting that happen. Again, once more, observing the breath in the body, chest, side ribs, abdomen. Feeling heavy in your seat. So the hips relaxed, the glutes, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the shins, right down to the soles of the feet. So really letting yourself be right here, right now. And coming along with me on this journey, trusting that any thoughts or emotions that come up for you are here by design, and they're meant to be part of this experience. So in your mind's eye, taking yourself to a safe place. Maybe it's your favorite place in nature, or grandparents' home, someplace where you feel safe. Trying a few places on for size until ultimately deciding at a place that feels really good for you. And when you're relaxed in this place, this safe space, I want you to picture yourself living your ideal life, your ideal day. So you wake up in the morning at whatever time feels right for you. And what are you doing? See yourself move through the activities of your morning and be in tune with how you feel. So this ideal day, this big picture vision you have for your life, what does this ideal day look like? How does it feel? You move through your morning. What are you doing? What activities are you engaging in? Who's around you, if anyone? Are there pets? Are there people? See yourself. Feel yourself. Midday, afternoon, you take yourself through the course of your day, this beautiful, ideal day that you are choosing, that all feels the most aligned for you. And there can be work, and there can be play, and there can be rest, and there can be action. And so setting that visualization to the side for a moment, bringing the attention to your third eye point at the forehead, between the brows, just above it, and sort of turning your gaze internally to that space, becoming aware of any thoughts or beliefs that stand in your way from receiving this ideal day. So you want this ideal day, you want this lifestyle, this vision that you just experienced. What's stopping you? What comes up around actually creating that? Is it money? Is it unworthiness? Is it not enough? Is it that this vision, this beautiful life that you see for yourself, it just feels out of reach? And maybe there's no limiting belief. Maybe nothing comes up for you. But just having this awareness, if there is anything standing in your way, any doubts that keep you from believing that that really is available to you, what comes up? Intuitively, what you feel that comes through. And taking a snapshot of all of that. You want to be aware of those things. Taking a snapshot of all of that. And going back to basking in your ideal day. In the luxury of experiencing this life that you dream of. And maybe it's not just your ideal day, but it's monthly. It's annually. This life that you see for yourself, the home that you would like to be living in, the places where you want to travel, again, who you're surrounding yourself with, seeing all of that, feeling fulfillment in all of that. If you would like, placing your hand over your heart, smiling to yourself, breathing in deeply, exhaling completely, knowing that all of that is available to you. And on your next inhalation, breathing in deeply, letting that breath out all the way, and allowing the eyes to crack open if you would close them, giving them a moment to focus, inviting any movement into your body, maybe some wrist circles, maybe some shoulder rolls, maybe some neck rolls, but just coming back to this space, this body. So, for those of you who are on live now, tell me what your ideal vision was. Tell me what your big picture vision was. Write it in the comments. What do you see and feel for yourself? This big picture dream, your dream life. Write it in the comments. And then we're really going to get into all of the business. But that's so important to do, to take that time. So our imagination, a lot of times as we age, we lose this connection to our imagination. And as children, our imagination is so creative and is so alive. And we get older and we lose touch with that, and we poo-poo these big, incredible dreams that we have for ourselves because it's out of reach, or whatever the belief is that comes up around it. And so releasing that, me and my money, okay? And so tell me, and continue, you guys, keep writing in what your big picture vision was, you and your money, in what way. And then tell me if there was anything that came up that's stopping you from receiving that. So what were some of the limiting beliefs? What do you envision for yourself, this ideal life? And what was some of the shit that comes up to stop you? Write it in the comments, guys. This is what's different about being in a Facebook Live and being in a Zoom. In a Zoom, I can see you. I can see your comments immediately. But I wanted to be able to come and be in the group. So letting me know what do you feel standing in your way from receiving that? And being brutally honest with yourself. Because the more we're real and we're authentic with ourselves, the more we're going to be real and authentic with others. And those are the types of genuine, meaningful connections that, when we're living with intention, we desire that depth. That feels more fulfilling. So many people can just stay at a superficial level, and that's okay for them. But when we're really, really desiring more depth of connection, we got to get deep with ourselves. And so very honest, taking responsibility. Okay, so putting myself first. Yeah, a million no's are okay for that one. Yes. Yeah, putting myself first. So what I pull from that then, Tina, is this concept of not putting yourself first, which is perfect, because that is exactly what this comes down to in this concept of becoming the energetic match, is that our ability to receive. And I'm going to be getting into that a lot more. So a couple other things before we move into this concept of being able to receive is what you guys just envisioned in your mind for your ideal day and your ideal life. That is available to you. Okay, Dee Dee, so happy and content, the dream home, family support, your business was in flow. Okay, good. Yes. And the limiting beliefs are fears, worthy enough to do it. Yeah. What if I provide, if what I provide for, is enough for me to provide for others? Okay. So just really questioning, sort of doubts and questioning your own ability. So and you guys, for those of you who are on too, if you haven't put in your dream life and then your limiting beliefs, please do so, because this is part of why I'm live right now, is to be able to interact with you guys and give individual steps for you to walk away with. So I've said many a times, we are energetic beings. Like every single emotion we have has a corresponding energetic frequency. This is quantum physics. This is for real. So every single feeling we have, that's what we're emanating. Okay, Tina, maybe you can tune in and catch the rest on a replay and I'll be in touch. So every single emotion we have has this corresponding energetic frequency. The more we unpack in emotions like guilt, fear, doubts, shame, blame, unworthiness, feeling inferior, like the more we're in all of that, revenge, like the more we're in those emotions, those are so lower vibrational. Those are so low vibe. And we're going to get more of that shit in our lives. And so when people adopt this victim mentality and they're like stuck in that place, that is because that is the repetition of their thoughts, and that's all they're thinking over and over again. And guess what? Until we shift the thinking, they're going to get more and more of that. So then the flip side of that, of course, is high frequency living and focusing more on higher frequency. Being present for okay, Sam, maybe you hit enter on accident. But so being more concerned with joy and peace and abundance and appreciation and what we feel enthusiasm around. Hey, didn't mean to send that yet. Being more in the emotion of acceptance and these higher frequency emotions. We feel when we're in the energy of others who are like this. We feel it when we're in that energy for ourselves. And so very consciously making the choice to focus on the good, which when we're in this human experience may not always be easy to do, but it's a practice. So consciously focusing more on what we're grateful for will bring in more of that. And keeping that in mind when we are becoming an energetic match, when we are putting out to the universe what we want to be creating more of in our lives, and then being able to receive that back in. So when we just did this meditation and we were envisioning everything that you want to be creating in your life, or this dream, this ideal day that you have for yourself, what your dream life would look like, that is all available to you. It's already yours. If that comes through from your soul, from your heart and soul, that comes through, it's already available to you. It's already part of your reality and your quantum field. It's just a matter of becoming an energetic match to be able to receive it. The key piece being able to receive it. And so when we lead from our heart's desire, that keeps us in this higher vibrational living. Leading from the heart is the first fully functioning organ to form in babies, about 3 weeks after fertilization. And so you guys know I'm a birth professional. I'm a registered nurse. I love women's health. I love babies. I love the process of co-creating and womb healing and womb work and chakras and, all of that. I love all of that. And I love coaching my clients through all of that too. So having the awareness of leading with your heart first, just like when we're in utero and we developed, our heart was the first fully functioning organ to develop. Lead with your heart and allow yourself to make decisions that are heart-based, that are soul-led. Growing a business that's soul-led, your personal branded business. It's this beautiful expression of you based on everything that you love, based on everything that comes naturally to you that brings you enthusiasm. That is what the world needs. Go do that. Vibrational escrow, this concept that Abraham and Hicks talk about, that everything is already, that you're envisioning it for yourself, it's already available to you. It's just a matter of becoming an energetic match. So in order to become an energetic match, we've got to release the blocks and barriers we have to be able to receive it, and we've got to practice receiving it, which may be difficult when we are used to being the giver and the caretaker. So let me leave that at that for a second and let me read Sam. So being present for my kids. Okay. Using my business to provide for my kids. Not feeling that I have the time. Okay. But not feeling that you have the time. So one of your limiting beliefs right now is this concept around time. You open myself up for my clients after kids go to bed, but it hasn't come to fruition yet. Okay, it will, just not yet. Yes, it will. You're right. I feel things are going to open up dramatically when we get in the new house. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot that's like up in the air because you're waiting. If you were to take on a new client right now, energetically, it would be a lot to juggle while you're moving and unpacking, and you're the only one here doing that. Like, that would be a lot. And, I firmly believe that when, like, the universe knows and energetically everyone knows, right before my dad passed, I wasn't booking any one-on-one clients because I kept the clients that I had, and I had doula clients that I brought on, but I didn't welcome in any new one-on-one coaching clients because I wasn't going to have had the space for that. And my angels, my guides, everyone else knew it. With my dad approaching his passing, all of us, it was very sudden. But if I would have had new clients, it would have been very difficult for me to juggle all that. So I trusted that was how things were unfolding. And of course, then the month later, I had, my first 10K month, which was incredible. And then have consistently been hitting that goal. So that trusting, yes, it's all working out in divine order. So this concept of being able to receive and practicing receiving. You guys, how do you feel about receiving? Just let me know in the comments what some of your thoughts are around being able to receive, like what that feels like. If it feels uncomfortable or weird for you, or if it's like, oh yeah, like I love to receive. Tell me what just the initial feeling is around the concept of receiving. So I'll just wait for the comments to come through. But, this is like when we think about becoming the energetic match, it's like taking this big picture vision into consideration, always having the awareness of what we want to be creating, the life that we want to be living and how we want to be feeling. That is our starting point. And then uncovering what stands in our way, and then really being able to take inspired action towards more of what we want to be bringing in. Yeah, you're definitely more of a giver. Okay, but you want to receive more. Yes, okay. So that is a great starting point to have. So this concept of receiving, allowing yourself to open your pleasure portal. So we have these limiting beliefs around being able to receive, and that may feel selfish to receive. We may be, or greedy, like maybe it's greedy to receive, or there's shame associated with receiving, or we're just so used to being the giver and the caretaker, and we're so used to being aware of what other people need and anticipating their needs. What about our own? So really taking these things into considerations, and I'll come back to that. So Dee receiving, yeah, it feels like I don't deserve it, not worthy of it. Yeah, and you are not alone in feeling like that. So many women feel like that. Yeah, I'm slowly telling myself it's okay to accept it. Yes, letting it go. Yeah, it's okay to feel appreciated and thought of. Yes, and it's all a practice. Like what I say to my one-on-one clients all the time is it's all practice. This is all practice. We are all unlearning. Like I do really deep, intimate soul work with my clients, with my one-on-one clients, and I'm not afraid to dive deep. And those who sign on with me know that what they're getting into, where we are unlearning some deep shit. We're unlearning some really deeply ingrained shit, and we are relearning exactly how we want to be creating our lives and replacing those old thoughts with some new concepts. Jasmine, hi Jasmine. Yeah, you're an overgiver. I feel worthy of it. It's just weird for me because when it happens because it's rare. Okay. I get that. And the more we start to tune into this concept of receiving a compliment, receiving it when someone holds the door open for us, receiving music when we listen to it, receiving lotion that we put on our skin as an expression of self-love. Like the more we practice getting into the energy of receiving, the easier it's going to be, and the more instances the more times we have to practice receiving are going to come into our sphere energetically. So focusing on what brings you pleasure and really diving into what lights you up and what brings you enjoyment. And that's going to help welcome in more opportunities for you to be receptive and for you to receive. Because you're naturally a giver. That is not a problem. That's being in our strong masculine energy. And really what we need as a society is to for women, is to soften into our feminine and just receive. And get into the pleasure. Open your pleasure portal. Like I was saying a couple minutes ago. Being in a place where it's okay to ask for support and receive it, where we're not going to be burdening others if we put our problems on them, or if we ask for something, it's not, we're not imposing. Like, ask. The worst thing they can do is say no. Having these false beliefs around other people's needs are more important than my own. We're worried that other people are going to think that you're selfish, and just really leaving your own desires gone. Wiping all of that off the table and truly practicing being in this state of what lights us up. We grow up with this phrases like, it's better to give than receive. Like, it's fun to give and people really enjoy giving. But really, it's got to be a balance of both. To become an energetic match to all of our desires and to create a life that we love, we've got to have this balance of both, the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. So, let me touch on those for a minute. So you guys, tell me what your businesses are. Those of you who are on live right now, tell me what you do career-wise. And so, okay, getting into this concept of removing blocks and barriers. And have you guys heard of having an upper limit? So Gay Hendricks is the author of a book called The Big Leap, and he's talked about, he talks in his book about us all having this upper limit. And this is a place where we're like receiving good, and then we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Or like, things can't be this good all the time. This belief that it's like, it can only be so good, and then it's going to come crashing down. Or protecting ourselves in some way, because if everything's going so well, something's got to go wrong soon. That is an upper limit belief. Like, that's some upper limit shit. Good morning, Heather. And so becoming aware of what your limiting beliefs are, what your patterns, and potentially the self-sabotage, the procrastination, the pushing things away, the not fully receiving, potentially all of that coming in to protect you or to come in as your upper limit. So having an awareness of those things too. But this concept of I have just covered so much in the last 45 minutes. But yeah, the replay will be up and you can check that out. I think I got a bug bite on my neck. And you can go back and watch, because we did a nice meditation too, Heather. So, okay, the concept of our sacred energies when we look at, so I like to look at them. It's important that we find this balance, but I like to look at them in the concept in most being concerned with our life, with our love, with our business. So, okay, Jasmine, I'm literally just starting a cleaning business and I bought a Cricut to start doing personalized items like shirts. Okay, but you haven't started it yet because you feel like you're not in a place to. What's a Cricut? I don't know what a Cricut is. Okay, yes, it makes sense with patterns. Yes, self-sabotage and the upper limit. Yes, so being aware of this concept of the upper limit and knowing in what ways is it coming in to like sabotage. And the practice of receiving. This is how we become an energetic match. Okay, so I was saying before, I'll get back to the masculine and feminine energies in a second, but what I was saying with the new moons and how for the last 10 years, just reminding the community, and remember this weekend is the new moon, so you could even be writing out your intentions now. The energy is at its peak on Sunday, but we can do 3 days before and 3 days after. So I've been talking about every single month writing out our new moon intentions. I have a new moon intentions journal. So much shit has come to fruition in my life as a result of doing that. I know it works. And the other piece to that is the full moon release. And so on the full moon, when the energy is so heightened around the full moon, is to be able to become aware of what we're releasing and what we're letting go of. It's just this constant flow of energy. We're welcoming in, we're releasing. And so all of that gets to happen every 2 weeks. Every month, but every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks the moon is full, every 2 weeks the moon is dark, based on our orbit around the sun. So okay, it's a machine that cuts and makes decals. Okay, so you'll be putting them on shirts. Cool. Okay, asked make cuts to material. Oh, okay, that's the device. Okay, thanks, Heather. So yeah, you guys know what that is. So the upper limit, the full moon release, like just being able to, I forgot where I was going with that, but I think the point is just that being able to always be releasing also, and being aware of what's standing in your way, from truly becoming an energetic match to welcome in everything you desire, because you're worth it. And if it's in your mind, if you see others who you're like envious of, then know that that is part of what you are meant to be doing too. Other people who you see doing things succeeding, great, good for them. If it's something that speaks to you, stay here, that speaks to you in some way, or you feel particularly triggered or activated by, that is meant for you too. Get yourself in alignment to be able to receive that. Stay here, Coda. There's another dog. Let's see. Dee, it's taken me a long time to kick off your mindset coaching business. Okay, the universe is sending me so many life obstacles. Yeah, moved 2 times, negative people. Yes, well, you're clearing. You're clearing, all by design. I'm trying to get my foundation settled and my mental health in order. Yeah, this is the energetics. This is the work I do. So I have 6-week one-on-one intensives that are available right now. Just 3 spots available for that. And then I also have a 6-month coaching container that I do work with my one-on-one clients. So if either of those sound appealing to you, reach out to me and we can get the ball rolling to get you registered and start really streamlining, fast tracking this whole process for you. But yes, all of that is par for the course, DD. When we step into this space where energetically we're growing this soul-led business, that those obstacles are going to come up because it's clearing. It's making way for you to be able to ascend and rise and do what you're here to do. So, okay, so the masculine and feminine energies, this applies to like hugely to our love life, and then really, really important to our business. So in life, it's very important. All right, let me go back. The masculine energy is very concerned with doing and planning. And so all of this has to be set within our own self first. All of this has to be set, and there be polarity in the dynamic of our relationship with our significant other. And all of it has to be in place to grow a successful business. Okay? So I'm going to start first with what goes on in our bodies with having the masculine and feminine energies balanced. So, Heather, my beauty in every inch method of clearing clutter. Yes, beauty. Oh, is that what you're calling it? I love it. Okay, you have 2 years of self-developed planner. Yes, good. That's freaking amazing. And is that what you're going to work on with your clients? Are you calling in one-on-one clients too to work with them? That's super exciting if that's the trajectory of your business, because women need that. This is a huge part of clearing and decluttering. That is necessary to become an energetic match to everything we want to be creating in our lives when we're living with intention, when we're consciously showing up in dynamic with others. Okay, so back to creating this balance of sacred masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. For ourselves to feel really secure and really solid and really sure of who we are and confident and high self-esteem and love for ourselves and full-on acceptance, full-on responsibility, for all of the stuff that we're bringing to relationships, to ourselves and to relationships. We've got to have structures in place for ourselves, daily routines. We can reparent ourselves in a sense. Daily routines where we're waking about around the same time every day or the same time. We have a morning routine that's very sacred. We have, whatever midday looks like. However, we're fueling our bodies consciously throughout the day. We're staying hydrated throughout the day. What the evening routine looks like with the wind down, with the going to bed, getting a solid 7-8 hours of sleep every night to function the most optimally for ourselves. That is more of the structure that we have in our days. Our masculine energy holds that for ourselves so that the feminine energy within ourselves can come through. The creativity, the intuition, the soul-led living, the flow, the surrender, the feeling at peace, the trusting the process, all necessary as a result of the masculine being solid in ourselves. This is happening in ourselves. And then within the dynamic of a romantic relationship, we default to either of those. So regardless of gender, we all have both. Some women may default to a masculine energy, and that's okay. And then they will likely, for a long-lasting, healthy, successful relationship, align with a man, a partner who is of the opposite. So if women are more in their masculine, you will likely align with a man who is just naturally defaulted into his feminine. There where he wants to be led. So that looks like, so someone who's in their masculine within the dynamic of a relationship, you're planning dinners out, you're creating the organization in the home, you're the one responsible for holding the container of trust, for doing a lot of the initiating of different things. That is being in your strong masculine energy. Having the organization, having the planning, having the action, having the doing, like all of that. That is all very, very important in the dynamic of a relationship. The feminine energy in the dynamic of a relationship wants to be led. The masculine energy wants to hold the feminine down while you're making love and take charge and take control in the bedroom. And so, you can flip-flop with your partner too, but the majority of the time, these are the essences that we embody in our relationships. The feminine wants to surrender. The feminine wants to be led. The feminine wants to go, what time do I need to show up for dinner? Pick me up at 6. I'll be there, dressed, sensual, in my feminine essence, flowing, intuitive, creative, grounded in myself. So this is what we need in dynamic in a relationship, in love. We need a polarity. In business, when growing a business, we need the balance between these sacred energies. The masculine energy is the structures, is the strategy, is the systems, is the launch plan, is the funnels that we have on, in the online space, or even, if you have a brick and mortar, like it's getting people in the door. That is the masculine, the doing, the planning, the action. The feminine energy of the business is that content creation, is that embodied movement, is that flow, is that surrender, is that trusting the process. Not trying to make anything happen, is the being, is the receiving. So we need both. We need a balance of both, whether it's within ourselves, whether it's in dynamic with our loved one, whether it's in dynamic in our business. Like, this fucking matters. And we get these imbalances and everything gets out of whack and everything is all jigged up, societally, culturally speaking, when stuff is out of whack. So we get ourselves straight, be the change you wish to see in the world, get yourself straight, and then help others and have this ripple effect on others' lives. Like, that's what we get to do. By raising your own vibration, we're raising the vibration of the collective and everyone that we get to come into contact with. Okay, so you guys, everything that I just shared, do you have any questions about that? Does that land and make sense? And there's like definitely more I could be saying about it, but I'll leave it at that. Yeah, love Heather's motivation of decluttering. Yeah, you're getting there. Okay. Sam, I need to get better with that. A routine. Yeah, especially a morning routine. Yep. Because that really creates a safe container for ourselves. And with children, with young children, it's really, really important to have that. And it doesn't have to be to the minute, but it can definitely be, blocks of time of how you would like things to be going. Jasmine, this year of leaning to balance for me. Okay, you've been nice to submissive. You've always been too nice to be submissive. Okay. Am I understanding that correctly? You've always been too nice to be submissive, etc. You've been there. Yeah, you can do it. Logic is masculine. Feminine is intuitive. Yeah, and we need both. Ideally we have a beautiful, healthy, homeostatic relationship within ourselves. We want the logic and we also want the intuition. Let's see. So it's a song that comes from, oh, okay. You'd love to call on that. Okay, fighting the overwhelm. Yeah. You've always been too nice and too submissive. Okay. So you default to your feminine. You're learning balance this year. Yeah, Jasmine, you default to your feminine. And so a big part of what your takeaway today is that it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to be really tuned into what you want in your life and to say no to everything that isn't that. And to not be this people pleaser and go along with it because you don't want to make them feel bad, but to honor yourself first. Okay, that's your takeaway. So you guys, I want you to be able to have, those of you who are on live right now, I want you to be able to have something concrete to take away from this training. And those of you who are watching on a replay, what I will come back through for the next couple days and see whoever is, or even through the weekend, to see whoever's commented on this video still and address you directly. So, okay, yes, exactly where I'm at. So that's your practice. I want you to take this away concrete, what you're taking away to be able to practice and really start becoming an energetic match. And so, yes, the process of receiving, and that it's okay to say no. Sorry about this lighting, you guys. It's like shadows and all this shit. Dee, yeah, you're trying to balance the two. Okay, you're very sensitive empath and setting higher boundaries. Yes. So I'm an empath too. I'm clairvoyant, claircognizant. Completely get it. I wrote a book. I was going to bring the book with me, but I didn't. But I wrote a book last summer. It's available on Amazon. It's called Keep Showing Up. It's a memoir and powerful guidebook for empaths to embody self-love, self-empowerment, and self-worth. And I've listed in my book many of the techniques that I use with my one-on-one clients. It's some deep shit. It's some heavy, deep shit. And but it's life-changing. It's extremely transformational. And it's helping you become an energetic match and being able to create a life that you love. Maria, hi Maria. You default to your masculine. Okay, you're a planner doer. Yes, and that likely comes out of the need for safety. When people are like control freaks, it's because they've been in situations where they haven't had control. And like, we all make sense. You make sense. Every single part of you is the way it is because it's gotten you to where you are for your own survival. There's nothing broken about any of us. We all make sense. And I, with my coaching, I come from a place where I want you to understand yourself, to love yourself, to view yourself through a lens of compassion, and to know that you make sense and that everything has evolved to this person who you are today because you have this desire for safety, for your survival. And it's time to get out of survival mode and to really get into co-creation, to really get into manifestation, to really get into this concept of becoming the energetic match and living a life that allows you to be the energetic match. So all of it makes sense, believe me. And, especially I work with a lot of women who are very heavily in their masculine. And that is really rooted in this need for us to feel safe. And as single moms, like I'm a single mom, I grew up with a single mom. I had strong women modeled all around me. Where did that leave them in their intimate relationships? What did that look like? What did their sex life look like? When they're trying to be so strong in their masculine, they're going to bring in a feminine man and that's going to be satisfying? Like, hell no. I want my man to be in his strong masculine. I want him to lead me. I want him to fuck me good. I want to have multiple orgasms. Like, we can have all of that, but that happens through the practice of allowing myself to receive pleasure. So this is like layers upon layers and unlearning and relearning. Like, okay? And this is the work that I get to do. It's all connected. This is the work I get to do with my one-on-one clients. So again, I have these 6-week intensives, these one-on-one intensives. They're at an extremely discounted price. It's $15.55 for 6 weeks. They can either be paid in full or it can be a payment plan can be arranged. Or I have a 6-month container that I work one-on-one with my clients, weekly calls. Both of those include weekly calls. And it's really to help you expedite your process of becoming this energetic match and creating a life that you love. So yes, Dee Dee, exactly. Yeah, it's very rare to find a male like that. Okay, well, it's going to be rare to find a male like that if that's your narrative, if that's your belief about it. When I got out of my last relationship, before I had more of an understanding of, I said in the last year, I really started to understand more what it meant to become an energetic match and to be releasing everything that I no longer needed to call in this life that I desired. I was so strong in my masculine. I was paying all the bills. I was taking care of the home. He did take care of the home, the last relationship I was in, but there was just way too much toxicity going on. I was not in a place where I could have been in my feminine. In the bedroom, we were great. Everything outside the bedroom was not the way I needed the dynamic to be, as far as having this balance in the sacred masculine and feminine energies. That relationship got played out. It all became clear to me that is not the dynamic that I wanted to be in. I wanted to be able to soften into my feminine. In my love life, like in my business, I'm in my masculine all the time. Like I'm holding space. I'm fully capable of being flexible and doing both. In my love life and my relationship with my future husband, I want to be able to soften and be led. I want him to go, this is where we're going to dinner and this is what time. I want him to go, go get into bed. Let's have some skin, whatever. Like, and I'll initiate too. That's fine. But like, I want him to take the lead, and I am able to receive that. So many layers upon layers here. Same, yes. And I have zero shame around acknowledging or admitting that that is what I want in a loving relationship. I want to be led. I can be very, very strong. I am very, very strong. In all other fronts, I will be in my strong masculine energy. And then it's like, lead me, take me, surrender. Like I surrender. Yeah, an old-fashioned man. Okay, so this is what we think. This is sort of the stigma. Heather, it's individualized. So I haven't said yet. I've just kind of been saying individually. But Jasmine, this is what we think. We think we're old-fashioned. Oh, it's like this 50s lifestyle where the husband's the breadwinner and the wife is the homemaker. Like, no, we can be in 2021, and we can be an empowered female in our empowered feminine energy, not our unhealthy, wounded feminine, where we're unworthy or we're saying I'm sorry all the time, or where we're apologizing for taking up space. Fuck that. Where we're in our strong, empowered feminine energy, where we're creative and flowing, like Goddess Day. This is what Goddess Day represents to me and my girlfriend. We're in this space of high frequency living where we are receptive and we are surrendering and we are magnetic to all of our desires, and we are able to claim what we want, what we desire, and we're showing up, becoming the energetic match to be able to receive it. The man this is the challenge, in his healthy, empowered masculine state, not in his wounded, weak, unhealthy masculine that's bullying, that's intimidation, that's abusive, that's feeling like they're being very condescending, or coming from a place where it's their wounding. That's not the masculine we want to be led by. We want the masculine who's going to hold the space, be confident, be responsible for being the container. And this is like a whole nother workshop too, and men really need to learn this, to be able to have a woman who's fully satisfied and for them to have a healthy sex life too, because our sex life is a very integral part of our overall health. Like, let's be real. And so that's why this is such a huge part of my coaching, is being able to receive pleasure, because all of that ties in. So, okay, you guys, tell me where you feel your limiting beliefs are around being able to receive this ideal vision you had for your life. Tell me where you're at with that, and I want to give you each a individualized takeaway. DD. So yeah, you're Aquarius, you want to be led, but you also have this independence to do what you want to do. Yeah. Not the stigma of me as a female Asian that's supposed to be strong but submissive. Hell no. Right. Yes. And we can be healthy and independent, and we can be led. You guys are both Aquarius. So funny. Jasmine, yeah, my last guy was a narcissist. I thought he was exactly who I needed. I felt like he was my highest self. Yeah. And so the task is to identify what part of you resonated with that. What was missing from you that you felt like you needed to seek him to bring you to your highest self. Like, that's part of the practice. And identifying that, like, anytime someone holds power over us, we identify in what way they're holding this power over us, and we take it back. Call back your power. Meet the needs for yourself. And many of us have that, and it's rooted in our childhood. from stuff that we didn't get in our childhood, and this person who's magically going to come and save the day and fulfill that void. Like, no, it is never going to be that. You replace the face, you replace the body energetically, it's going to be this exact same dynamic until we heal that shit in ourselves. So tell me what some of your limiting beliefs were, and I want to give you guys takeaways. So some examples are, and we talked about this, is being able to set boundaries for yourself, being able to say no to the things that don't feel aligned. So you identify what you want to be creating in your life, and then you continue to say yes to experiences that get you closer to that, and say no to everything that isn't part of that vision. Mommy issues for the guys, well, and for women. I mean, a lot of women have mother wounds. A lot of women have father wounds because we think our parents had it all figured out. And guess what? They didn't. Our parents were doing the best they could with the skills and the tools they had, and they very likely have their own wounding too. And so we get to be the cycle breakers. We get to become aware of all that, and we get to say no. It's like the buck stops here, and not pass it on to future generations, and clear it and heal it for ourselves, and clear it and heal it for all of our ancestors who were carrying this ancestral, this generational trauma with us. Heather, I think the biggest thing I struggle with is protecting the privacy of my family from the internet world. Yes, you want to be careful with how much personal info I share. Okay, but also be your true self. Okay. So finding a balance between, so my man is not on social media. I have posted one picture of him ever from my birthday dinner because that's just not his comfort level. He's not all over in this space, and I can honor that. I can honor and respect that. And if and when I am ever going to be sharing more about him and talking more about him, I'll get his permission first and make sure that that's cool with him. Otherwise, I can keep his privacy. I can keep it all separate. That's fine with me. I live my own life anyways. And I know when you've got your family, you can still be sharing parts of yourself, your truest self, Heather. You can still be sharing those things and have the kids on the side or have them blocked in some way, but being able to still be sharing parts of yourself. So that's where you're at too. Jasmine is not wanting that's where you're at where. So I'm going to give some examples of what you guys can take away, these individualized action steps. Okay. Is saying the no to everything that isn't aligned with your vision. Like for real. This is a very conscious thing. Good boy, Coda. There's dogs walking by. What a good doggy. Saying no to everything that isn't aligned with your vision. And that first starts with having an awareness of what your vision is. Asking for help. So not feeling like you're going to be a burden when someone says, hey, can I come over and do these things? Yeah. Breaking these family curses. Yes. Yep. Breaking all the generational trauma. I like to avoid the word curse because I am also a witch. I'm a good witch. And cursing someone is just as simple as going, I curse you. And then removing that curse, just energetically thinking, cutting all ties, cutting all cords from it. No more. Boundaries in place. Boundaries are a really, really important action step for you guys to take away and start practicing healthy boundaries. So we have porous boundaries, we have rigid boundaries, we have healthy boundaries. We want to have healthy boundaries. Okay, so making sure that we have healthy boundaries in place to protect yourself, to protect your energy first and foremost. Right, with organization. Oh, it's a heron. How cool. Heather, I want to read this. With organization, our personal belongings, very personal. Okay, sharing too much of the kids. Yeah. So when you take a before and after, how about just they're not in the shots? Creating boundaries is very important for you too. Okay, for showing the kids, but from far away or with no faces. Yeah. So having this, it's sort of like a compromise for you, but really feeling like they're a part of your life, obviously, but just not having them be in the forefront. Look at my boys they're like 13 and 16 now. I try to get pictures of them, for myself, not to post on social media, but I try to get pictures of them, and they're very elusive. So I get it, being able to, sort of protect their space, honor their space, honor their privacy. Limiting beliefs. Okay, I know I have inner child wounds that need to be healed. Living within our family and relearning life all over again. Yes, you're going to be relearning. Yeah. I think the biggest one is my self-worth. Okay, and what money means to me, and what it means to receive it. Yes, so it's receiving. Yes, so just very simply, so your practice and your takeaway very simply is, I know my conscious gets that, but my subconscious doesn't. Okay, two things. Our subconscious mind takes up 95% of our thinking. So all of these reactions we have to situations, all of our beliefs, all of our patterned responses, subconscious mind, that shit that's been programmed in from our childhood, from 0 to 7, it's really, really firmly rooted as part of our personality. Our personality is who we show up as, and who we show up as is rooted in our thoughts and our feelings. And then ahead of all that is our nervous system regulation and understanding that we can keep our shit together before our story is created around what's going on physiologically in our body. So many layers to this, but very, very consciously becoming aware of this part of our thinking that we know that we're aware of is only 5% of our thinking. And so starting this process of reshaping, starting the process of becoming aware of it, and then starting to reshape our thoughts, awareness around what the limiting beliefs are. And yes, inner child stuff is enormous. The other day I posted that we are all these wounded children walking around in adult bodies. Yes, I firmly believe that. I see dynamics of relationships of other people. I'll watch a reality show that's like they're falling in love. I can very clearly see where the defense mechanisms start to fly off, where the core wounding flares up, what everybody starts to feel unseen, unloved, unheard, and it's this big shit show. Like, I can very clearly see that. So a big part of the work I do with my one-on-one clients, and of course energetically behind growing a business and having conscious, healthy, loving relationships, is understanding, like going back through all that stuff and start to unpack and unravel it and see it and hear it and feel it and validate it and come up with new tools to move through it. That's the beauty of what I get to do. A word, Vanessa. Hi. Jasmine, I grew up with no boundaries and realized how important they are. Yeah, the past couple of years. Yeah, that's the thing, is a lot of times we grow up with no boundaries and we're like, what are boundaries? Like, everybody knows everybody's business. What do you mean boundaries? What are those? Like, no, like, boundaries are healthy and they're okay to have. Okay, even more just resent. I desire everything to flow. Yeah, people have too many expectations on people. Your heart will agree to help people, but you mentally don't have the space for boundaries. For so many boundaries you see are needed. Okay, well, the practice is going to be to start implementing boundaries. And then DD, the practice around receiving, and that's as simple as listening to music and receiving the musical notes that are coming in, and in receiving the musical notes that are coming in, allow your body, like, get into your feminine essence and allow your body to just move in any way that feels right for you. There's something called ecstatic dance or yoga dance or journey dance, and it's really just like listening to the music and then just moving in any way you want to. Like, this could be your dance. It's whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be some hot ass dance. Like, but getting into your body and moving in a way that feels right for you, that is extremely healing and therapeutic. And that is a practice of receiving too. So allowing yourself to start doing some of those things. When someone gives you a compliment, practice just receiving it. Don't brush it off. Don't say, they're like, hey, that's such a pretty shirt. That red looks really good on you. Like, oh, this red? Yeah, yeah. Or, oh, I got it on sale. Or like whatever the rebuttal is back. Like, no, just practice letting it land and receive it. A huge part of the work that I've been doing with my partner is us both practicing receiving, because we're creating a conscious, loving relationship that, like, neither of us have had before. So, Vanessa, you keep popping up on my timeline. This week has been major for me in resetting the importance of myself to myself, getting back into alignment. Yes, 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 yes. So you guys, I have these 6-week intensives, these one-on-one intensives that are available. They're at an extremely discounted price. I only have 3 spots available for them. It's weekly calls. It's unlimited support between the calls. It's really coming up. They're super individualized for you guys. Know that those are an option. If that's of interest to you, DM, let me know, and we can get the ball rolling. I also have 6-month one-on-one containers, packages that are available, and I would love to help guide you guys, helping you become more of an energetic match to all of your desires. So some other takeaways that you can be practicing. So yes, the practice of receiving, huge. And that energy, of receiving the compliment, for instance, or of taking someone else up, like, okay, so a woman after she has a baby and people just want to help out, or after the death of a loved one or something, these bigger life events, and people go, I just want to help you. Or after a surgery, we just want to bring you food, freezer meals or whatever. Let them. They want to come throw the laundry in, let them. This is the receiving. They want to come do the dishes, let them. Like shit like that. That is the energy of receiving. It is safe to receive. And the more we allow that to come in, the more these bigger items start to come in, the more we start to receive the energy, the money that we're meant to be receiving in exchange for the value and the gifts that we're providing to other people when we're growing a business. Teaching your partner or your friend how to care for you, asking for what you desire, becoming aware of what you desire, and asking for what you desire. So in the bedroom, for instance, what feels good? What doesn't feel good? Do they have to go to the left, to the right? Do you want it harder? Do you want it softer? Same thing with receiving a massage. Is their pressure good? Like instances like that, like thinking of opportunities where you can be practicing more of this concept of receiving. Okay, and at first it really may be uncomfortable, but necessary, because change doesn't happen in your comfort zone, guys. Okay, Dee, I get it. Okay, it's getting my feminine side go and let your inner child play, please. Please welcome in more pleasure, more play. Open your pleasure portal. Welcome in more play. Let your inner child come out. Do this healing work. Meet her needs as the adult version of you. Be receptive. Be open to everything that life has to welcome in. Let you welcome in. I can't talk right now. Running out of words, guys. I don't do it. Okay, you're always in M. It's only me, no family, and friends are toxic now. Okay, and that's okay too. That's okay. That's where the boundaries come in, because when we're becoming an energetic match to everything that we want to be creating, we are going to be creating this separation with things that are no longer aligned with this vision that we have for ourselves. How you want to be feeling in your life. People say blood is thicker than water. That's great, and that may not be the most healthy way to view our lives when dynamic with family is not healthy. Honor yourself first. That is my belief. Dee, you mean friends are not in alignment? Yeah, and they're in 3D. Yeah, and the 3D is that those lower vibrational emotions that I talked about probably an hour ago at this point, where it's the blame and the shame and the guilt and the gossiping and the trash talking and being caught up in victim mentality. Being caught up in this small-minded thinking and in fear-based living, in lack, in scarcity, in not enoughness. That is very 3D, third-dimensional reality. We expand and open our consciousness up and allow our soul to ascend to higher levels of awareness. We move towards 5D awareness, fifth-dimensional awareness, where we are in these higher vibrational states, this high vibrational living. Love, contentment, peace, acceptance, knowing that everything that's meant for us is coming. We stay high vibe and allow more of that to come in, focusing on gratitude and our appreciation. What we appreciate appreciates. We get more of it. So staying in those higher vibrational states that everything is working out exactly as it's meant to, and we're getting the lessons, and we're rising to higher levels of consciousness. Okay, I just want to say your energy is everything. Thank you. Okay, I feel like you're going to be soul family or something great. Good. I'm so glad you're here. And yeah, same. Okay, you're not alone. No one's on the same frequency. Okay, well, the more you get rooted into your new frequency and you shed all these former versions of yourself, the more others are going to rise up to meet you. The more you're going to be attracting others who are going to meet you at that level. And not, you know, there may be people that come up and test you and try to pull you back into this lower vibrational space, and you get to decide if you want to go back or not. It's easier to get pulled back into those lower vibrational states, and when someone's being really petty and really dramatic and we just want to get into a fight with them, it's very easy to get pulled back into that space. And so even more important to be so rooted and grounded in the higher vibrational energies to just rise above it. You know, Michelle Obama was like, when they go low, we go high. Like, rise above it. Don't get pulled back into that drama, that bullshit, that 3D stuff, those lower vibrational emotions. There's no blame or shame, nothing. It's like all like we're here having our own unique experiences, and there are lessons that we can all pull from it. But what I really want you guys to take a high wrench on it, yes, just listen again later. High vibe life, yes. High vibe tribe, like, yes, Heather, absolutely. So the main thing that I really wanted you guys to be able to take away was what it means to become an energetic match. Obviously, that's the name of this workshop. That's the name of this training. How to remove the blocks and barriers you have to be able to receive it, taking action steps away, practicing here every single day. It's a lifestyle. To practice being able to receive all of the abundance, the wealth, the success, the love, the pleasure, the play that is meant for you in this life. Stop pushing it away. Stop resisting it. Saying thank you to others when they want to help you. Don't deflect it. Don't reflect it. Just receive it. Let it land. And the action steps of, putting boundaries in place. To protect yourself. You're protecting your energy first and foremost. Knowing that when you put yourself first, that's not a selfish thing. Identifying what your desires are. Taking steps to move towards that. And surrendering, letting go. The inspired action is really huge though. When you are manifesting and co-creating the life that you love. So, just start getting comfortable with expressing what your desires are. So you guys, any other questions, any other comments in closing? Let me know. Guarding your heart, protecting yourself, protecting yourself first, and only opening up and only opening up to others who you know it's a safe space to open up to. If you're growing a business and you feel like there are going to be others who may poo-poo your ideas, then just don't share it with them. And it's not like you're hiding, or it's not like you're being inauthentic. You're just being very careful who you're choosing to share your energy with, your visions, your dreams. And only those who are going to help lift you up. Okay, you can't wait to watch from the beginning. Yes, good, Heather. And you guys remember, I have these 3 one-on-one spots available. There's 6-week intensives. Extremely, extremely individualized, high touch, high quality. And we address everything that you've got going on. It's personalized. So whether you're wanting to move through anything that's going on interpersonally in your lives, in your relationships, with love, with creating a healthy, conscious, loving relationship, attracting that, welcoming more of that in, reworking the dynamic that you're in now, whether it's growing a personal branded business with this, that's soul-led, that's heart-centered, like all of that, the energetics behind everything. Or I have 6-month containers, like I said. So if any of that sounds good to you, reach out. I would love to get you onboarded and loaded up, ready to go. And if now's not the time, that's okay too. I hope you were able to really get, have some good takeaways from this training and understand more of what it means to be creating this life that you love. $11:34. So, questions, comments, anything else that you're thinking or feeling? Okay, and receiving music, receiving pleasure, feeling the air on your skin, receiving this embodied living, what it feels like. I don't like it when the sun is kind of like shadowy. What it feels like to be in your body. So I come out, I walk Coda every day because that's me getting in my body. I feel my feet underneath me. I hear the sound of my steps. I feel the sun around me. I hear the birds, the planes that fly overhead because there's a smaller airport close by. Like dropping into your body in the present moment, letting yourself receive all of that. So Dee Dee, sometimes I feel guilt or bad myself when I sense others are not aligned, that I feel I am the kind of person we attract like minds. Yep. So that being said, that means I've got more to work on myself. And that means, that just means we're surrounded by 3D people. Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple ways to be looking at this. One, yes, we're attracting others who are going to reflect back to us where we really are energetically. And they could be coming into your life as a test in a sense. So, okay, let's just say, for instance, when someone gets out of an unhealthy dynamic with their significant other and they're like, I'm never going back to that person. I never want to be in a relationship like that again. No. Okay. But then like not really doing any inner work to rewire and reshape their own energy. I can almost guarantee this next person that comes into their existence, into their sphere, into their quantum field is going to be someone who would likely create a very similar dynamic to this last relationship. Because that's still the energetic frequency. Part of it is the universe coming in to test you, to go, are you really sure? Are you really sure this is not who you are anymore? And you go, yeah, motherfucker, I'm really sure. Bye. Like, because that's going to happen. And that's just an example of a relationship that can come up in dynamic in our work life, in our career, wherever we're needing to create boundaries for ourselves, to put ourselves first. To be building, to be creating a life that you love, that happens. So just check in and see like where you're at with that kind of thing. Heather, what happens if the people who don't meet your vibration are close family or loved ones? Okay, they really are a part of your life. Yeah. Then you just are very careful what you're sharing with them. And there's this acceptance piece around this is who they are. And that's okay. And so maybe maintaining more of a superficial relationship with them if you don't want them to if you don't want to cut them off completely, maintaining a relationship with them that feels a little more superficial. And it may not be as fulfilling for you because you want to really be able to be yourself and talk about all of these deep things and all of your thoughts and talk it through and integrate and process and embody. And they're just not there with you. And so really being able to get with others who see you and who feel you and who believe in you. And that's a huge part of the work I do in my one-on-one coaching, is being able to see these parts of my clients and pull it out of them and help them fully be, like I say, I help people be more of who they are. Because I see you and I get to help you be your fully expressed, authentic self. Unapologetically. Wildly free to be who you came here to be. And that's a huge part of what people pay me for. And in addition to, sharing all of my expertise, but like all of that stuff, the encouragement, the validation, the keeping you on the right track, the fast tracking your results. That's what my coaching is all about. Yeah, certain people for certain things. Yes, we just go, okay, well, I'm gonna go over and have some really, really high quality time with my girlfriend over here. And I mean, my man pretty much hears all of my thought processes, so I unload all that on him because he holds it for me. But then this person over here who I grew up with is not going to be privy to these innermost thoughts of mine because they have been in the past and they've shot them down, or they've, I felt a certain way in response to that, and I'm not going to feel that certain way again. So I'm going to protect myself and I'm not going to go there with them. But we can talk about other things. Yeah, your grandparents, yeah. And that's okay. They're in a different mindset. It's a completely different line of thinking. And everything you're doing right now is so foreign to them. And they can't even wrap their head around it. Dee Dee, yeah, that makes sense to me. As I'm setting those boundaries, it's a test. Yeah, not your high vibe people. Yeah, and that's all. That's all it is. Okay, anything else, guys? It's been such an honor and such a joy to be here with you today, offering this free training and connecting, and I'm so glad you guys were here. And I know this is really long for anyone who comes in to watch on a replay. I'm also going to be sending, once I'm home, I'll download it and post it and send it to everyone on my email list, and those who are able to tune in and feel really called to tune in, check it out. If you're interested in more information on my one-on-one spots that are available, DM, let me know. And yes, my pleasure. It's like I said, it's really an honor to be here and hold the sacred space with you guys. Mwah. Love you guys. I hope you have a really good day, and continue to do your work, okay? Keep doing those action steps. Keep showing up. Keep very consciously living, becoming the energetic match. That's what you're here to do, to create everything that you want, everything that you desire in this life. It's all available to you, okay? Just removing the blocks and barriers to help you receive it. Love you guys. Have a good day. Peace.